This video is if you have signed up to be a timer/recorder. You will need to make sure that you have checked in with your work shift coordinator, also known as our volunteer coordinator, on deck before the meet. And then about 5:10 p.m. is when we have the timers meeting with the ASA official. The official is the one that is running the meet. They usually are wearing a white shirt, and they will gather everybody together to kind of go over the ins and outs of timing and recording. When you check in for your work shift, you will be assigned to a lane. When we're home, we're usually the even lane. So let's say you're lane 4, you'll have a little name tag to put on. You will also have a stopwatch that is assigned to your lane. And what we have is 2 people are assigned per lane. One person is the one that's operating the stopwatch, and the other person is the one writing the times down. If you're the one that's recording, you will have, the timer sheet will look a little different. I'll show you an example of that. And then we always have a little plastic cover because you get splashed, or if it's maybe a little drizzly or rainy, we want to protect the sheet of paper underneath it. When you have your assignments, you will choose with your partner if you're going to be the recorder or you're going to be the timer. If you are the timer, you'll have your stopwatch placed around your neck here, and then you'll click the right button to start, right button to stop, and left button to clear. When you are set up into your lane, so let's say I am lane 4, I'm going to find my lane all the way over here. And then make sure that you are set up next to the block. You don't want to be behind because we'll have all of the chairs set up and the kids are behind you. You'll be next to the block. When you are ready, they'll say timers, are you ready? You'll make sure you're ready. You'll look at the starting system. Now our starting system for our home meets has a nice little light that shines and blinks. So when it blinks, that is when you are going to start your watch to be the most accurate time. If you are in a different or away and they don't have one of those, you'll just listen for the beep or the sound, or maybe even a whistle. It just changes between either away meets and what starting system they have in their team.
Okay, come on.
When you start the watch, you start it, swimmers jump in. You will wait until the swimmer is done. The most accurate time is to give yourself a nice bird's eye view of when they touch the wall with any part of their body. You'll stop it and then show your recorder the time. If you're the recorder, you're the one that's looking at it and then making sure that you are writing down the time next to the swimmer's name. And again, I'll show you an example of what that looks like. Here's an example of a timing sheet. So for home meets, we always have 5 events per sheet. And like I said, some away meets have different numbers. We always do it by 5s. You can see that this first relay, there were no swimmers that showed up. So you just put NS for no show. And then we got event 3, we had swimmers show up and they swam. You'll see that there's 4 spots here. Doesn't matter what you do. All you're gonna do is record the time. So you can see here, we have 2 minutes, 30 seconds, and 31 milliseconds. And how you divide it, you can see how this person did it this way, which is totally fine. Some people write it all on the last little dash here. So just making sure it's clear and legible for the recorders to be able to transfer those times to the computer system. You can see here on event number 5, there were 2 different heats. So making sure that you're always aware if there's multiple heats to making sure that you've got separate lines for those recording. Another tip and trick though for you, we have something called a runner. And the runner is going to come and collect the timing sheets every 5 events. So when you're done with the first 5 events, you'll just carefully, after the 5th event, you'll carefully take it off, flip this up, tuck this under, and have it hanging off to the side. The reason being is when the runner comes to try to take your sheet, it's really hard when you're trying to record and flip it and all these things, and the papers might come dislodged. So if you have it set up this way, they can just come around and take the paper without bothering you too much, and you can still pay attention to the swimmers that are in the water currently.